Hello, everybody. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space, and here's Aley from Heart and Soul Connected.
Hi,
Um,
everybody.
we are both streaming this live. So if you see this later, you may not see all or today, right now, you may not see all the chat. Gosh, welcome. I'm so excited about this. This is a new show we're doing, Oracles and Archetypes, or Archetypes and Oracles. Yeah. So I love doing this with you, Allie, because you're such a strong um, woman of the divine feminine. I mean,
Oh, you're so
you
sweet.
are you're the boss lady of YouTube. You are putting people together all the time, and
Under pressure.
you you are.
You're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah.
You're always bringing on new readers. You remember everybody. And it's amazing how you do it. And you've been a huge help to me. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. And I love having you on my shows that I have. And you just bring so much joy to everybody. And
Oh.
everybody loves your morning meditations. So if you haven't listened, even if it's later, listen. It's wonderful. Thank you, Terry.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah. No, thanks for being here. So I'm going to say hi to a few people.
Yeah.
Helen, I know. Oh, Alice. Hello, Alice. I hope you're here. I think you were here earlier. Okay. Seascape. Hello, beautiful. And Michelle Krantz. Heather, Indigo Jaguar, Intuitive Arts. And Lottie B. And Marby. And Bamidpith.
Yep.
I love that.
I know. Yeah.
I can't do that one in the morning, I think, though.
Tripping over the tongue, yeah.
Right. Hey, Gerald, how are you, handsome?
Yeah.
And Marby, Lori Allen, hello. Starlight Tarot, 2022, hello. Oh, Patricia, hello, gorgeous. Laura Hammond Davis, welcome, everybody. So nice to have you all here. So today, to start us out with something light, we decided on Medusa.
I hope you like snakes, honestly. I am so excited to be here. Part of what I learned in one of my first master's program was all about archetypes, and that we embody those archetypes, and then I love the fact that you included oracles, because I don't read the tarot, I read oracles, but all of them have that symbology in it, and it's all from mythic origins, all of it. And so, so today we have the most famous monster figure in Greek mythology, but there was some really awful. There's like a really bad background. You know how they say some people just were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, that was Medusa. And so while we can say she didn't need to be so creepy, sometimes you just get caught up in that because of where you were at the moment. So she was a beautiful maiden with golden hair, and she said that she wanted to be celibate all her life. And then she fell in love with Poseidon, the sea. Okay. The sea god. She went against her vow and married him. And because of this, Athena, the goddess Athena, punished her hideously. She turned her into an ugly creature by making her eyes bloodshot and raging and her face hag-like. The once lovely hair was morphed into poisonous, dangerous snakes. Her pure white, milky skin turned a scary green hue. From then on, she roamed, shamed, shunned, and loathed by everybody. And thence, by Athena's curse, anyone she looked upon turned to stone. Bad vibes with her, huh?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the story of Midas. Remember the Midas touch? Everything he touched turns to gold. Right. So he couldn't even eat. He couldn't do anything.
So sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just incredible.
It is.
Carolyn's here. Hey, Carolyn. Jay. And Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Um, Somebody said something very telling that I loved. Oh, Starlight Tarot said she's always been fascinated by snakes. And I feel like snakes are such um, a beautiful symbol of energy and healing energy in particular, Kundalini energy. So really interesting that she got that. So I read some other information about her that said that there's another side of it that they think that Poseidon raped her. And
well, you know what? These myths do morph. So that's fine. And so if he did in fact rape her, it wasn't her choice, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. That
Okay.
there's a chance there that she was raped, and then like lots of trauma victims, becomes a victim of being a victim.
Yes.
And I think that describes a lot of feminine, whether you're a man or a woman, or other. This describes a lot of what happens to us as victims and trauma survivors.
Yep, absolutely. If you read of course, myths are people say the word myth is always taken the wrong way. It's like, oh, that's a myth, meaning it isn't true. But all these myths were built on something. And so they do have grains of truth in them, because they were delivered by people who didn't have words for a lot of things. So in a lot of ways, it's like, I'll tell you the story, and it will sound crazy to the modern day person who knows how to tell a story a lot better than that. And so a lot of them, so yes, it's very, very possible that she was raped. But I believe, did you still get, even though she was raped, Athena was mad at her? Wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because she would have had to have become Poseidon's wife.
Right.
And Athena wasn't having it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rossi says the harshest critics of women are other women.
How true is that? This brings me back to Anita Thomas during the Clarence, not Anita Thomas, Anita, a Clarence Thomas hearing, but it was Anita Hill, who was and also the other Blassie Ford, that woman, and the people were listening to the story, and it was the men that were in charge. It's always the men that are in charge, and it's always the men that and the women too. You're absolutely right, Rossi, about that. Judge and jury, and they don't believe the woman because she must be up to something, So yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. It's it's a hard way to do it. It's but it happens again and again, I think. And then
it does.
As a trauma victim, then we kind of are having to heal ourselves. That's the snakes, but also we act out as victims. I mean, it's just kind of until you heal.
Yeah. And some people will remain that way for the rest of their lives. They say wallowed in it because they haven't been able to forgive, but we haven't been taught how to forgive ourselves for things like that. So these stories are fascinating to me because there's nothing new under the sun. It's like no matter what time you're in, you can find a story that aligns with exactly what we can see in the present day. So yes, she was jealous. She was jealous, and she also wanted her to be a priestess. And Medusa had followed her and said that she wanted to be a priestess. She wanted to be celibate.
Yeah.
And then, of course, things changed. And that just, some priestess, huh? Real nice. Let's just make this woman's life miserable for something she changed her mind about,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. We are also doing oracle readings today, everybody. So anybody that wants a reading, I'll start starring them. Yeah. But I feel like this happens again and again in society and in history, that the victim is portrayed as a villain or the victim is punished. And
Right.
it happens now all the time, right?
Yes,
And
it
poor
sure
Anita
does.
Hill, if we would
Yeah.
listen to her,
We
I
wouldn't have all this craziness.
and
That's true. Yeah.
yeah, and everybody saw Jenny. Is it Jenny or Jenny?
Jenny.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Everybody saw Jenny there with her husband day in and day out and thought, what a marvelous woman. It couldn't be anything wrong there if she's backing him up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And now we know about her.
Now we know.
We
I
see
know.
a different side of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We surely do.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people tried to kill her because if they gazed upon her face, they would turn to stone. So I don't know if any of you, I was just thinking of this the other day. There is the old movie with Harry Hamlin in it. He used to be on LA Law. And I think he's married to Lisa Rinna.
He is,
so.
and he's
Yes.
still gorgeous. Yes.
Yes, he's still gorgeous. But he played in that movie, and he was faced with Medusa, with all the snakes and everything. If you get a chance to watch it, it's kind of corny, but the way they do the snakes is really cool. So you'll have to check it out. Yes.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Emotions and trauma created from abuse. Yeah, Jay, definitely.
Yes, Persis, Clash of the Titans. Thank you, Laura. Yes, absolutely. They are about transformation. And what was I going to say? I just saw it in what Jay had said here, I think.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. You feel the snakes are the other thing I have to think about when I'm thinking about that is if we have a coiled snake, the Kundalini, that's coiled in the root chakra, and it works its way up. And where does it go? It's almost like we're gonna make you deal with your Kundalini on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Transform. Yeah, I just thought of that. Yes, and it's definitely interesting because you have, if she was a priestess, then she must have been lifting her energy higher and higher in order to do that work. So
yeah, and that trauma or that union, however it happened, would definitely release a lot of energy.
Yes. Yes,
with someone so powerful. So I've been seeing a lot of that in our meditations, the Kundalini energy coming up.
Really?
And feeling a lot of it. Really good. Really good. And but it's everybody here, Kundalini energy. I love it that George, one of the guys that comes on the show, Reverend Saul, he says that we were given a Maserati, but we need to drive it very slowly.
Yeah, because it can go, you can go a little cuckoo, can't you, if it goes too fast? Yeah.
Yeah, and you can also burn a few brain cells. I've had a few times when it unleashed, 5-6 years ago, and it was just like
really
hanging onto my bed and kind of like, whoa, man.
Wow, Terry.
Yeah, but it was amazing. I have to say it was amazing.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Seascape, I agree with you 100%. I remember my father getting the medical caduceus because he worked in a hospital, and my mother got him one for Christmas or something. And so that's the snake symbol as a serpent wrapped in walking stick with a Hippocratic oath. Yes. So you can see that the snake doesn't represent all negativity. Usually we think of it as being base along the, and the serpent. But there's other iterations of snakes that can be very positive, even though I don't prefer them myself, Heather. So I get it if you don't like them. And Jamie too. But I totally understand. My daughter is terrified. She can't watch them on TV or anything. So I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not so, snakes, not my favorite, but I'm not terrified of them necessarily. Spiders or something else. But yeah, spiders.
Spiders and snakes. I don't like spiders and snakes.
Right?
Yeah. So Persis is the one that killed Medusa. She was a human, though. She never was elevated to a goddess status or anything. So she was mortal. And And the Greek hero came to see her on the orders of the king who ruled the area. When the king turned to the gods, they asked them to help, as they were worried that the creature could do to other people. So Athena gave Perseus a shield with mirrors to deflect Medusa's gaze, while Hades helped him remain invisible to her. I love that. It's like, smoke and mirrors,
Right?
Yeah.
And Pegasus coming of that union.
Yes.
When she passed, after she died.
After she died. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Weird. Weird.
Yeah. Pegasus, the famous horned horse with wings, arose from her dead body. So something good comes out of something bad?
Definitely. I mean, Pegasus is one of my favorite characters in mythology. I feel like his energy, that stallion with wings, is such a beautiful elemental force.
Definitely. Definitely is. Yep. So Medusa's power came from her head, and anyone who carried it gained the power. So, I mean, they did hold up the head. Perseus held up the head. So I'm guessing that the Pegasus came out of the rest of her. If the head is here, it's almost as though the soul lifted out and became this beautiful winged horse. As some people believe that the legend showed that the control that a man could have over a woman. Homer never named Medusa in the Odyssey, but did talk about the monster's head that Hades could send to Persephone. And if you watch the Iliad or the Odyssey, you know that even the newer iteration of that, you know that the women, the sirens, are there in the sea, and they're trying to get control over the men, because the men always had the control over the women. So that's why, you think about it in the witch trials too. It's always the fear of the power of a woman, because it's going to take away the man's ability to rule the woman, rule anything. Yeah.
Definitely. And we're seeing that again and again now. That just repeats itself, doesn't it?
It does.
Taking away our health rights and our right to
our own choices. And equal rights amendments never been passed yet.
Thank you. That's what I was searching for. Equal rights amendment in my head. You grabbed it.
And the pay scales and stuff. I'm teaching a class in diversity, and one of the things that students have to read is about the witch trials in Scotland in the 16th century, 17th century. And all about how the men were afraid of them, so they decided to kill them, just like in Salem, Mass. Just the same thing, really. And the students are all there like, oh, this is awful. Look at what the men did. Look at what the men did. And I said, what are they doing now? They're persecuting women again. I said, they haven't changed. It's never changed. So, you don't have to be a woman's liber to understand that either. You don't have to be one of those people. You can just be a regular person and understand it. So,
definitely.
So there is some feeling that her story had roots in historical fact. I don't know if you're familiar with Joseph Campbell, The Power of Myth, wonderful mythologist. That's just been one of my go-to people for that.
Wow. I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, Joseph Campbell. He used to be a professor, and he's the one that talks about. Joe Campbell talks about. What is it? It's on my sweatshirt. I can't even think of what it is. The hero's journey, and the way that all stories can be overlaid onto the hero's journey. In other words, we all have the first thing is a call to adventure, and we can overlay that in our own life. For instance, I might have a call to adventure just by being born, but then I have other calls to adventure, and YouTube is probably a call to adventure because, and it goes on and it says, problems that you have and dealing with people, and then it comes with friends that show up and helpers and all this, and it goes around all the way to the end, and then you start it all over again. So he overlays all of those things on lots and lots of story, because there's really only 7 types of stories that are made or have been made, and just different iterations and different directions that they take. So yeah, it's really wonderful.
I love that. Lori says there's a great series of interviews with Campbell by Bill Moyers. Oh, I love him.
Yes.
In the 80s and 90s, you can find online. Lovely, Lori. Lovely.
Yeah, it is. And what kills me about talking to Joe Campbell is that he has no notes, and he just talks extemporaneously about all kinds of things that I don't know how he can remember, but he does. Yeah. So it's amazing.
I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Well, they also talk about that when I don't know if it was part of her being killed by Perseus, but that she is also the symbol of a woman's menstruation, her blood, and how this is a sacred thing given to the earth and a sacred power.
Wow.
And then they went into a lot of myths about that I read about, like giving your blood back. And I know that that's something that's a very indigenous thing to do that, and how that would help the world and all sorts of things. And one of the most powerful things that we could do. Yeah.
But also there's always been shame associated with that, and men saying, oh, I don't want to know, or I'm not saying modern day as much, but there was always some sort of shame about it, like you can't participate even in the Islamic religion. If you are having your period, you can't go into temple, you're unclean. Right. Yeah, you're unclean. Right. So there are very interesting things like that.
Yeah. In Italy, they used to say you can't make sauce on Sunday if you're on your period. Yeah, I mean, it's just
okay. Wow.
I think not that far away, but yeah, lots of things. So did you read that book about Rachel and the Red Tent?
I did a long time ago, but it was really good. Yes.
Yeah. And I love that idea of all the women coming together and massaging each other and taking care of each other and laughing and talking, because, let's face it, our moon cycles get together, and yeah, everybody's doing it. So
everybody at the dormitory, you start a dormitory with everybody having a different week or day that their period starts, and by the end of the term, everybody's got it starting on the same time frame, and everybody balances out. So that does happen, and it just shows how interconnected we really are with other people. I mean, we know it in a lot of other ways, but that's amazing. When I remember finding that out, thinking, wow, that's just unreal that would be like that. Yeah.
It's a power. That's for
sure. It is
a
power.
Yeah.
And not to the exclusion of men. I mean, a lot of people would say, well, if you believe that, then you must be a male hater or whatever, and it's got nothing to do with that. There's, it's not meant to put anybody,
My husband always had a lot of attitude at the same time that I did, because I was going through my cycle, and he gained weight like I did when I was pregnant.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. When you were pregnant, right? He gained weight too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It is interesting that when Medusa prayed to Athena for forgiveness for what happened, again, asking for forgiveness if she in fact was raped for something that she had nothing to do with. She didn't, but maybe she had her feminine wiles that made him do it. That old story. But it says here, in those days the gods claimed their mates for their partners forever, and Medusa was now Poseidon's wife. So that's how that worked out. Athena looked down in anger and cursed Medusa, and she was sent to a faraway island and was cursed so that no man would want her. So, there's the other idea. Let's just turn our back on the victim, which is exactly what you said. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
So sad. So
It
sad.
is sad. Yeah.
And we do that. I feel like that was something for my mom's generation that they weren't well versed in.
Right.
I don't know if it was because of the war and the depression and everything that was going on with their parents, or if it was just not spoken of.
Yeah.
There was no education about that. And I don't feel like I passed along enough education either to my daughter, because I feel like, if you're having a hard time with that, there's so many natural resources for it. And yeah, my daughter's teaching me about that for sure.
Yeah. I actually have the same thing. My daughter is, she counsels narcissists and people that are in grief, and she's taught me a lot. So, yeah.
Wow.
Sacred rights. Okay.
Love that.
Carolyn, you look pretty good in that picture. Is that just last year?
She's a hot potato, isn't she?
She's a hot potato, is right. Yes. No wonder Peter fell in love with you.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, I love that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing, I think. Sometimes if we see a beautiful person, it doesn't matter if they're male, female, or other, we kind of shy away from them a little bit. People are like, oh, maybe they're not so smart, or maybe they're not talented. Maybe they got here because of their looks.
Yeah. Put people down, saying you're absolutely right. Well, they must be a bimbo, or yeah. Something about and that only tells the inadequacy or the inability of ourselves to love ourselves for what we are and who we are. I mean, that's what these myths really do teach us. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But nothing new.
Right.
Yeah.
Heather, I like this. Women need to take back these myths written from a male's perspective and re-envision them from a proper perspective.
That is very interesting, Heather. There's a story, and I wish I could remember the name of the woman, but it was a myth, and in the story, I want to say is it Andromeda? No, it's not Andromeda. Anyway, the woman is married to her husband, and her husband cheats on her and leaves her for this other woman. She has 2 children, and she ends up killing her children to hurt the husband. And no, it's not Antigone. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's very hard to see that would be anything that would be good, right? Because, I mean, who wants to kill their children? But it was her way of empowering herself. But having that discussion, is never easy in a class of literature, because people don't ever, they have no desire to see any other side of it. It's just straight out the fact that she ends up killing the children, which of course no one would want to do. But she was wronged, and this is how she felt she could right her wrong. Yeah. I don't know that one, honey.
Yeah. Oh, I thought maybe that was it.
No, I wish I could remember who it was. It's a name of a woman, and it's a Greek myth, so it's a long time ago. But it was like that was you after Peter and you married. That was your Ava Gardner dress. Oh wow! Good for you, Carolyn. I love it.
I love allergic smelling hay. That was my job, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay's saying it's a Spanish archetype.
Okay. La Lorana. Yeah.
Beautiful.
There's also Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who writes a lot about the feminine archetype from the Spanish. She was Mestiza, I believe. Anyway, she's a Jungian psychologist herself. So all these stories, you can hear them in different countries with different names of different people, but they're all the same story. In other words, it's just it's like the legend doesn't die. It's like it goes on, and people just adapt it to their own language. So that's very possible. Medea. Oh, you're a good girl, Laura. Thank you. It's Medea. Oh, yes. All right. CLA.
Oh, she's the same one that wrote Woman Who Run with Wolves. Yeah, I read that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Larissa Pinkola. Some people say they, I think actually even Annie Bear said she tried to read that book and it was hard for her to read. I read it a long time ago, but it's Clarissa Pinkola Estes. She lives in Colorado. Yeah. Wow. Lori Vallow, New Age version. Absolutely. Thank you, Laura. That would have bugged me all day. It is. It's Medea. Yeah, it's Medea. Close to Medusa.
Yeah. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Jean Houston has some she has a new novel series. It's almost like a young adult novel series that she did based on the Divine Feminine. And she has Medusa on the front cover.
Oh, she does. Okay, yeah. I'll have to look into. I like her too. There's so many empowering women out there that write these books and these working with these myths and archetypes. And it's like I'd have to have 3 months off just to read them, but they're all wonderful and they really are engaging. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Jamie says she read it years ago. Difficult reading, but she still has the book.
In 95, I think I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else have a hard time reading books after the pandemic? I don't know. I had a hard time during it. Like, I don't know why. Now I like to read online.
You do? Oh, wow.
It's easier for me to read.
Do you have a Kindle or you mean you're on your computer?
I just read it on my computer or I listen to it.
I can't. I've got to, everything's got to be in my hand. My Kindle when I'm on a plane or something. But I will tell you this, when I was during the pandemic, I walked every day and listened to books, which I wouldn't do sitting down on a chair.
Yeah.
So that was fascinating. But I understand. You're a little busy, Terry. You also don't have a lot of time to read.
I'm not as busy as you, Aley. Not near as busy as you. Yeah. Yeah, Sandy, right? It is kind of hard. I think, and again, trauma. I think your energy gets out here and it's hard to focus just in one thing. Yeah. Hard to finish a book. All right. Yeah. Jamie says she loves the smell.
Oh, I know.
And the feel of the actual book. It is nice.
I love to open it and smell it. And it's somebody though, it's not my, the smell that really I like the best because I love the smell of boat gas on the water.
Oh my God, I do too. In a garage, you walk into a garage and you smell the gasoline.
Oh my God. I don't like it really in a car, but there's something about being out on the boat, you know? And my uncle, oh my goodness. I thought I was the only weirdo. See, you and I are both the same. Okay.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I have, we used to have a pontoon boat and a fishing boat. And my husband had boats. He loved the boats.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome. I grew up with it, so I understand. My uncle never learned how to drive a car, but he always drove the boat. That's funny.
That's amazing. That's not easy.
No,
all right. Well, we'll start doing some readings. Are you ready? Or
yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All righty.
Great. So I've got 2 decks. I've got the Oracle of the Universe. And I have the archetype cards for everybody. So I'm going to pull those. And the archetype cards are great. That gives you an idea of where you might need to look in your world with the positive and negative aspects of it. So,
yeah.
All right.
So Michelle Krantz wants an oracle reading.
All right, Michelle.
And we'll do any kind of readings, you guys. They don't have to.
Yeah. Any kind is fine.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, you have the archetype of the queen energy. How wonderful is that?
Wow.
You are the queen, girl. The light attributes are you radiate the regal feminine. You use your benevolent authority to protect everybody else. The shadow attributes are that you become arrogant when authority is challenged, and you can be sometimes controlling or demanding. Now, remember, that isn't every day. It's just those are the challenges that you might be going through. So, and the other thing I get is the constellation Sagittarius, a claim. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful, and we're coming up on Sagittarius fairly soon. I would say, isn't it like the end of next week, I believe. So,
Oh, I'm not sure.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know that Diana or Val would know. Somebody here will know.
Yes,
I'm not good with planets, but
I
gosh,
know.
there's
I
so
know.
many people here that know so much about it that I'm like,
Well,
okay.
for me, it's just I know I usually know what when the birthdays are. So I think it's like the
Oh,
my stepson's birthday is like the 21st or something of November, and he's a Sagittarius. So
yeah.
okay. We
Okay.
all have a lot of them, actually, Laura. That's wonderful. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I pulled a card for you, Michelle, and I got one of my favorites. So this is Green Tara. And
Ooh.
Green Tara is like the
She's my
Buddha.
girl. She's
Yeah,
my girl. Yep.
I love her. I have
I do too.
a
Yeah.
painting of her
Uh-huh.
here. The Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. And they say to be very careful with the green tar. You might not want her in your bedroom
Uh-oh.
because it's a lot of power. I'm sure your husband enjoys it though, Aley.
Yeah, she's always in my bedroom, always looking over me.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
mine is
Orion.
too. I've got to say, mine is too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I also pulled the goddess of 10,000 names. So here
Ooh.
she is, and she has many faces, right?
Mhm.
Um, if you have felt constrained by a role, name of identity, and are wishing for assistance in growing beyond it, or if you have sensed a new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates the help you need is already with you, urging your growth from within. So beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, she's pretty, pretty, pretty. Oh, Ron
Ron.
said, oh my God, I got to show that. That's too
I
funny.
know.
My mom's smelling the country, smell manure. Always said we were getting
Getting close.
close to my son home. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I love that smell of a barn too.
Oh, yeah.
Going into a
Yeah.
horse barn or a cow barn,
Uh-huh.
no problem.
The
Love it.
hay and then yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh, Rossi, Green Tower is one of your guides, one of mine as well. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah. I do love her.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that. Oh, let's see. And Carolyn Booker, yay!
Oh, yes,
Oh yes,
please.
please.
Right. Let's see what kind of archetype we have here. And you know what? I'm going to pull one for Peter too.
Yay!
All right, there's Carolyn's. And there's Peter's. All right. Oh, so you get the mother archetype, Carolyn, and you don't have to be a physical mother. You mother, you're maternal, you're loving. And it says here, nurturing, patient, unconditional love, and joy in giving birth to life. How beautiful. The shadow is smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. You know, I would have to say that I have this as well, Carolyn, because I don't smother my kids, though. It's like always in my mind. I have to give them all this independence, and they've always been independent. I would give my son money to go up and pay the bill at the restaurant when he was 3. I mean, this is what I started. He would get up and go, "How you doing?" So I always instilled that. So there you go. That's a wonderful thing to be. And you have reconciled. You have reconciled both
Mm.
sides of your spiritual and your physical life. How beautiful. Peter. Oh, Peter. I love this. You're the prince. You are the prince. And he used to work at the castle, I
Oh, I did
believe.
not.
Yeah, I think that's what Carolyn said in the first show we did, that he worked there. Anyway, you're a romantic charm and potential for power, and your shadow is using power for self-aggrandizement. And so Carolyn has set you up with boundaries. There you go. No, you just need to give boundaries to people that want to take advantage of your princely ways. Oh my goodness. That's wonderful.
That's beautiful. I love those.
Mm-hmm.
So, Carolyn, for you, I got Queen Ya, Asantiwa, and it's all about leveling up. So, and see this beautiful golden altar and her sword of being able to cut away anything that doesn't serve us. And this is how you help people. This is how you bring in information for things that they're searching for. So, bringing that power to them. And then for I pulled Goddess card for your husband. So Saraswata. And she is the one that didn't need a yogi. She is her own yogi. She remembered everything. So, and I think this is the two of you together.
Battery pack. He's the battery pack.
Yeah, and the energy that he brings to the situations with you, with everything that you're doing. And I don't know if anybody knows Carolyn and her husband, but amazing the work that they do with spirit. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks, Carolyn and Peter.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Bora Bora wants a reading. Okay, you got it. Okay, thank you. Yes, Julie.
Lori Aley, I would appreciate a reading for general advice for the rest of this year.
Lori, you look a lot like a friend of mine named Laura, who is an elementary school teacher in Georgia. My goodness. I would have said that was you.
Wow.
All right. General reading. Lori, you need to learn to trust yourself. I love this. The necklace is all the way around the throat area. So I'm feeling like you need to trust your voice. You need to trust your voice and to know that what you say is in your power. There's no one that can silence you, in other words. And then I get sheer willpower here. So whatever it is that you're working on, it looks like you can balance it really well. She's balancing the world on her hand.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, those are stunning. So seasons of change, Lori. So, and here we are. This is the perfect time for this right now. So going through the change, I think isn't this still Thor's time where we're getting ready.
Hammer of Thor.
The hammer of Thor. Yeah, the hammer of Thor. That's what it is. I flow into change with ease and grace. So making sure that you're letting go of everything. If there's anything, like you said, if there's anything holding you back, if you're feeling constrained at all, let it flow because you have that within you. And that's what brings you growth. So I don't know if you have a celebration coming up, Lori, but I face life with openness and love. But I feel like there's some sort of a celebration coming in for you soon.
Excellent.
Wow. Yep. The hammer of Thor. Thank you, Jay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. It's 44:33, or it was when I looked at it.
Yes. Awesome.
right? So
Right.
cool. Yeah.
Roma.
And what did he
Well,
say?
you're a riot today, like you always are, actually. May you have a reading, certainly. All right, Rossi.
And where did the finger of God go?
As long as it's not the third finger.
Right?
Yes.
Oh,
How do you like my little Christmas tree light ring?
no way. Where did you get that?
I got it from. I guess I always call it Shine, but I guess it's Cheyenne or it's what it's like Timu, but it's yeah. Anyway,
Shocking.
yeah, yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so Rossi, you are just surrounded by the most beautiful protection. You're holding on to your world. You have beautiful flowers in your hair. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. So you're being protected, and it's got your thymus and your heart chakra lit up. So you know what they say about the thymus chakra, to get it going, you take a finger and bang on it and say, everything always works out for me. And it's supposed to empower you. So you have the attributes of the priest. Okay. The priest attitude is you facilitate spiritual commitments. You serve as a channel of spiritual energy. How beautiful is that? And that is true. The shadow is violating the trust of your spiritual community or seduced by your spiritual role. And we know that, I'm not saying you, Rossi, but we know that that has happened in the past to those who were given some power and then didn't do well with it. But I see you more in the positive aspects.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Beautiful artwork on that tag.
This one, is it this one you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. So I get the Holy Grail for you, Rossi. So a great awakening. This is so much like your first card there, I feel like. Opening up to something big and a full cup. So I don't know what you're doing, but it looks like it's going great. All sorts of growth, but also with this, it opens up the Akashic records. So what was your second card? Your second card, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that's that.
The priest, you mean?
Yeah, the priest.
Yeah.
Because looking at your past life, looking at your roles that you've played in different lifetimes and how that's helping you here, and also where to go with it. But yeah, really amazing. Okay. Then we have
Hey, Wayne.
hey, Wayne. Take that out.
Christine.
Seascape.
No, that's sweet. I love that doggy.
I know. It's so cute already.
Ooh.
Yeah. Rossi says, very nice. I'll take it all.
Okay, do that.
I'm going to take it too. Yeah.
All right. So wonderful, wonderful cards for you as well. You got the courage card, Seascape. You have that lion energy. So you have as the cowardly lion would say, you got courage. So there you go. And look at all the beautiful light above. It looks like chakra energy coming out of his third eye. So there you go. And you have the night energy. Loyalty, romance, and chivalry, and a love of honor. And even though you are a female, that doesn't mean you don't embody these particular attributes. The negative ones are allegiance to a destructive ruler or a principle, romantic delusions. You know what? That's not you, but I bet that's MAGA. The iteration of the night that's negative is MAGA. Wow. But not you, Seascape. Not at all.
Beautiful. So we've been talking a lot about the blue light that's coming in, the hoppy blue light, and look at all the rings around her, all the vortexes that she's calling in, and this is the storm that she's calling in. And sometimes when we work with storm energy, It brings in lots of change. It can also bring in power. So it looks like you're really empowering yourself right now, Seascape. Also, there's so many orbs in this, and it's number 13. So 13 rings. So I would look at that number. You know, it's a 4, and that's balance. But her name is Oya.
Oya.
Oya. With a Missouri twang. All right. And next we have Laura. Laura Hammond Davies.
Okay, Laura.
I'd like to know my archetype if I have one.
Wayne, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry work sucks. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Friday, Wayne. And next week should be a light week, right? Don't you? Thanksgiving week. Yeah. I'm sending you good juju.
Yeah.
All right. Now, don't get unnerved by this, Laura, because I remember the first time that I realized that this was me, that I didn't really look at it the way that it came out. So you have the prostitute archetype. Now, you're not a prostitute as far as sex goes, but it is the challenge of surviving without negotiating your power of spirit. So we all prostitute ourselves to the jobs we do, unless we absolutely love what we do. But we'd have to do something in order to earn money, energy. So we all actually carry the prostitute archetype within us. And some it's more pronounced than others. And I will tell you that my husband does not carry it because he hates working for anybody else. And so he just doesn't go there. He wants his own business. The shadow attribute of this is you place material considerations and security over self-empowerment. So I know that this is me, the security that so what they're basically saying in this archetype is that we can't but help be prostitutes in a lot of ways, because how are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to live our lives if we don't have the money, quote, energy in order to do so? So that one, and there's another shadow one that we all have. But yeah, I know. To get this the first time, I remember going, oh my God, that isn't, but it is. It's me too. And then I got a card called Finding. You are finding your way. You're finding, look at what surrounds you. Absolute beauty. And you see the orbs there and the beautiful butterflies. You are surrounded by spiritual light and love, and it is finding its way to you and through you. And part of that is just from being here with all of us. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Sandy, I agree. Being at home alone, oh my God, there's nothing like it. Enjoy it. Yeah. I can't hear you, honey.
Okay, sorry, the dog was barking. I turned it off, okay. Everybody.
That's okay.
I pulled Yamosha for you, and she's the goddess of all that flows. So bringing in your power, containing your power, but she's also pregnant. So she is giving birth to a new life when she brings in that energy. So I don't have any archetype cards. I need to get some, especially with this group. But yeah, Yamosha. So beautiful energy that she brings in.
It is.
And then I also pulled this beautiful divine guardian. So being and again, that's the guardian of all that flows. Significant spiritual growth and healing for you. You're protected during these times by the love and strength of the divine feminine.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, pretty, pretty, pretty. Sandy Miller says, my family's all going to California for Thanksgiving. I'm staying home in Oklahoma to take care of the dogs.
Oklahoma.
Party. I know. Yeah, my kids used
Have a
to
dog
go.
party. Have a big dog party. That would be
Yeah,
fabulous. Yes.
yeah. Sharon Donnelly would like a
Hi,
card
Sharon. Okay.
for reading. Hmm.
Ooh. So Sharon, your archetype is the Samaritan. The Good Samaritan would be the light attribute, which refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. So I find that to be funny, actually. I guess it's like, oh dear, I have to stop my car because this person needs me to help them. I'd rather go by them. But anyway, the shadow says, exciting appreciation and recognition for the help of your offer. So actually the shadow side, which is pretty interesting, is that the person is going to be overly happy that you did stop and make you feel guilty about stopping. And this reminds me of the energy of gifting, where a lot of people will gift something and they're not doing it for the recognition, but they're just doing it because they choose to do it and they want to do it. But there are some philanthropists who it's not gifting, it's they want the recognition. That's what this reminds me of. Okay. Are you traveling somewhere? Are you going somewhere? Maybe for Thanksgiving? I don't know. I got the travel card and it looks like you're going to have some fun. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Hi, Coyote. I got remembrance for you, Sharon. So, and I think this is for all of us. So we're going into that season of remembering our power, our gifts. And this will be a time that things come to you that you haven't really thought about. And you start to pick up a book and you know the ending. You start a movie, you know the ending. Just a time of great intuition. And part of that is because of meditation. So, and meditation, finding your heart. So up here, this beautiful heart of light.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, shining your light.
Shining your light. Wayne says he'd like Suzanne to get an archetype card. I don't know how many more you have up there, so I thought I'd just mention it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ron.
It's right down near the bottom, sort of.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Our typical social worker. No wonder you're such a good Samaritan, but you'd rather not be because it's a little out of your way. Okay. Hi, Rayo. Okay, Bora Bora. All right. Sure thing, Janet. All right. This is the other archetype that everybody has. Okay. So along with the prostitute, which all of us have in some degree, which sounds horrible, we also are the saboteur. Okay. So the saboteur is somebody that sabotages things for their own good. You finally get a break and then you say, well, maybe I don't want to do it now. You know, so it's a way of sabotaging, but we all have that aspect, just like we all have the aspect of the prostitute. It says the light attribute is it highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes that it would take or bring to your life. And so it's like somebody saying, well, this is almost too good to be true. Well, it is too good to be true. I'd have to change everything. Never mind. That's what it is. The shadow attribute is it induces self-destructive behavior or desire to undermine others. My brother-in-law wanted a job so bad. He finally gets a job, and the first day on the job, he loves it, and then he calls in sick the rest of the time. That's how he sabotages it. So, but you've got the strength. So I'm thinking you have the wonderful strength to pull through whatever it is you decide you're going to do, Janet. So there you go. Look at that. You've got, is that a crown? It almost looks like a crown around your head.
Yeah.
And your head is up and tall. And so you are in charge. You have the strength. Thank you.
Beautiful. And Bora Bora, for you, I get Parvati. And she is this goddess of the divine feminine that she doesn't need a temple. So everywhere she went was her temple. Beautiful spirit. I am love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. The goddess of devotion.
Beautiful.
And again, this is a goddess that was born knowing. So she was studying, I think she was 12 and she knew Sanskrit and everything that she needed to know. Just an amazing goddess.
Yeah.
And let's see, we've just got a few more.
Okay.
Kimber asks, do you think my court cases will be done this year?
All right, Kimber. You're welcome, Janet.
I get a big yes, Kimber.
Okay.
So I don't know what kind of a case it is, but they're saying it's like, are you getting a new judge or a new attorney, but something just blows through and brushes it off the desk. Yeah, it's gonna hit me in the face in a minute.
I got ripple effect. So that pretty much means making an impact, and the series of consequences will come up that will afford you the opportunity to finish your court cases, I think. Yeah. Maybe somebody will say, oh, we got a chance to get this time spot because so-and-so isn't going to, they changed their court date or whatever. So that's what I'm seeing, the ripple effect from something like that. Yep.
Nice. Okay, we've got 2 left. Hi, ladies. A reading for the new year, please.
All righty. Looks like some financial health is coming to you, which is always good news. The tree is growing, and look at the green on the top. All the leaves represent money. So that is wonderful. And look at how it grows, though. It doesn't look like it's going to be necessarily a straight line. So, you know, it kind of goes this way, kind of like the way our 401k goes, you know, like this.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yes. Make sure that you forgive yourself or forgive anybody else, because if you're holding a grudge for anybody else, it's not good for you either. But forgiving the self is always important. And watch your dreams. I think they're going to be pretty good this year coming up for you, Rayo. Thank you.
Rayo, I get expansion. So I don't know if you're, and there's the Merkaba. If you're thinking of traveling or if you're traveling in your dreams or you just have a lot of growth going on, but a lot of expansion going on. And it's number 44, which is a divine angel number. Yeah. Yeah. And I love that crown chakra energy with that. Rayo, something about practicing your soul craft. So, and I love all the light language and light drawings all the way around this. Something that you're working on, I don't know if you've got a new channel or new cards that you've made or a book that you're writing, but something that you're working on is going to be taking you very far.
There you go.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. And then Ron says Suzanne wants an archetype card.
Oh, yeah. Be happy to do it. Suzanne's cutting beans. So,
Oh, you warrior girl. Oh,
thank you, warrior girl. Yeah. I've had a really interesting day. I was on with Gertrude, and we had an interesting day. And then this wonderful show I enjoyed so much. And then I'm going to be on with Heather and Allison in a couple of hours.
Nice. That's going to be fun.
It is. All right.
I'm selling my vibration plate thing. I bought one of those things during the pandemic that you stand on and it vibrates and shakes up all your toxins out of your body.
Yeah. I just bought one.
I could have sent you mine, girl. It probably would have cost $500 to ship it. So
I know. This was only $99, but it was recommended to me. So I thought,
it's amazing.
God, I'd never heard of it before.
It's really amazing. Yeah. And yeah, it just takes up a lot of room. And
I get it.
And it's been sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, good. All right, Suzanne. Dun, da, da, da. You're a networker. You have the networker archetype. So this is enhancement of unity through the sharing of information, and you engender social awareness and empathy. The shadow attribute is you convey information only for personal gain. You spread fear and falsehood. I don't think that's you, dear. That's just the dark side of this particular, but I would say that being a networker is fabulous. And this kitty cat wants to say, good luck. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How are you? Beautiful. So that's funny because I get Lala, the saint of the spoken word.
Oh,
so yeah,
that's networking, isn't it? Wow,
totally networking. So it seems like your throat chakra is just doing amazing things right now. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I'm the author of my own story. So it's manifesting. And then you get Perpetua, Suzanne, and she is the saint of authenticity. So knowing who you are, what you want, and what you're going to get. You're the boss.
You're the boss.
Tell Ron we said you're the boss.
And you're the bean counter or the cutter. Yeah. I'm coming right over for dinner. So wait for me.
Definitely. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I think we got everybody. I'm double checking here. And
we didn't get the dog.
We didn't get the dog. There he is. Yeah. So I think we've got neighbors next door that are having company to come visit. So
how dare they?
I know.
For heaven's sakes.
I know. It's like when the little kids walk home from school or to school. He's taking care of business. Yeah. So thank you so much, Aley, for being here. This was so much fun. Yeah, I had such a great time.
Me too. Thank you.
So yeah, and everybody else, thanks for being here and come back soon.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.